My beloved child, stop here for a moment. Do not let your eyes move past this message as though it were just another sound in a crowded world. The fact that you are hearing these words now is not an accident. This is the sign you almost missed. My child, heaven has been calling to you through small things for many days, through the heaviness in your chest when the day begins, through the quiet restlessness that follows you, even after you have finished everything people expected from you, through the strange feeling that something in your life is no longer aligned even though you cannot explain it clearly. You have felt it. You have sensed it. You have wondered why your soul feels pulled, pressed, and tired. I am telling you now that stirring is not random. It is my hand touching the place inside you that has been asleep beneath too much noise. My beloved child, you nearly walked past this sign because you have grown used to ignoring your own spirit. You have trained yourself to keep going, to keep answering, to keep carrying, to keep smiling, to keep pretending that tomorrow will somehow make sense of what yesterday could not repair. But I did not bring you to this moment so you could continue sleepwalking through a life I never meant for you to carry. I brought you here to awaken you, not to frighten you, not to condemn you, not to make you feel late, but to show you that I am still reaching for you. My child, there are moments when grace arrives quietly. It does not always arrive with thunder. It does not always shake the room. Sometimes it comes through one sentence that stops you, one ache that refuses to be ignored, one message that meets you at the exact moment your soul has no more strength to pretend. This is one of those moments. Do not call it coincidence. Do not push it away. Do not say, I will listen later, when later has been the place where so many holy invitations have been buried. My beloved child, I know how long you have carried the feeling that something should have changed by now. You have looked at your life and thought maybe the sign should have come yesterday. Maybe the answer should have arrived earlier. Maybe the door should have opened before your strength became this thin. But listen carefully. I am not late. I am meeting you at the point where your soul is finally ready to hear. There were days when you would have heard my voice and still hurried past it. There were seasons when your hands were too full of other people's expectations to receive what I was placing before you. There were nights when fear spoke so loudly that even my gentle whisper felt distant. Yet I waited. I stayed near. I kept calling. My child, you have been living with a quiet alarm inside you. It rises when you wake before the sun and already feel tired. It rises when you stand in a room full of people and still feel unseen. It rises when you finish another task, answer another demand, carry another pressure, and realize your heart is not lighter. That alarm is not shame. It is mercy. It is my love refusing to let you disappear inside a rhythm that is draining you. My beloved child, I see the way you have tried to explain away your weariness. You have told yourself that everyone is tired. You have told yourself this is just life. You have told yourself that being responsible means never asking whether the burden came from me. You have called survival maturity, and you have called constant pressure strength. But deep inside, you know something is wrong. You know your soul was not created to live forever under a ceiling of anxiety. You know your spirit was not designed to breathe only between obligations. You know there is a life in me that is wider, cleaner, quieter, and more true than the one you have been forcing yourself to maintain. My child, that is why this message has found you. It is a doorbell from heaven. It is a lamp placed beside the road. It is my voice saying stop before you take another step deeper into the wrong direction. Not every path that looks productive is holy. Not every open door is from me. Not every responsibility is your assignment. Not every pressure deserves your yes. My beloved child, I am not asking you to understand everything right now. I am asking you to pause long enough to admit that your soul has been asking for help. That small ache you keep covering is speaking. That holy discomfort is speaking. That tired silence inside you is speaking. And above all of it, I am speaking. I am calling you back. Back from the rush. Back from the fear. Back from the life built around proving you are enough. Back from the heavy cloak of expectations that has made you forget the sound of your own breath. My child, I formed you for more than this. I formed you to walk with me, to hear me, to live from my peace, not from panic. I formed you to carry purpose, not every burden that lands near your feet. I formed you to recognize my light when it appears, even if it comes quietly, even if it comes through a message you almost scrolled past. So receive this moment. Let it slow you down. Let it interrupt the old rhythm. Let it open a space inside you where my voice can be heard again. You are not too late, my child. You are not too far gone. Even if you have ignored many smaller whispers, my love is still able to reach you through one holy interruption that turns your direction back toward me. My beloved child, this is the sign you almost missed, but you have not missed it now. You are here, you are listening. Your soul is still able to hear. My mercy has not passed you by. Take a breath. Let the noise fall lower. Let your heart become honest before me. The sign has come not to prove that you are behind, but to show that heaven is still near. And as you remain in this sacred pause, I will begin to show you how my voice has been calling your name in the very chaos you thought was only trying to bury you. My beloved child, as you stand in this sacred pause and let the first sign settle into your heart, I want you to understand something deeper. Heaven is calling your name in the chaos, not the name people use when they need something from you, not the name tied to your role, your work, your duty, or the image you have tried to protect. I am calling the name I knew before the world placed its labels on you. My child, there is a version of you that has been buried under noise, buried under rushing mornings, unfinished tasks, unanswered messages, tired smiles, and the pressure to keep everyone around you comfortable. You have been moving through life as if you must respond to every sound, every demand, every fear, and every expectation. But beneath all that noise, I have been speaking, softly, faithfully, again and again. My beloved child, chaos does not always look like disaster. Sometimes chaos looks like a normal day that never gives your soul room to breathe. It looks like waking up already behind. It looks like checking your phone before your heart has even spoken to me. It looks like carrying conversations in your mind that ended hours ago, still trying to answer people who are not even in the room. You call it daily life. But I see how it scatters you. My child, I see the dust of distraction settling over your spirit. One little worry, one small pressure, one quiet fear about tomorrow, one memory from yesterday, one need from someone else. None of it seems heavy by itself, but together they become a cloud that makes my voice feel far away. Yet I have not moved. I am near. I am calling your name from within the very place you thought was swallowing you. My beloved child, you have wondered why your heart feels restless, even when nothing dramatic is happening. You have wondered why silence feels uncomfortable, why rest feels difficult, why your mind keeps reaching for something to fix, something to plan, something to worry about. This is because your soul has lived too long in reaction. It has learned to answer noise faster than it answers me. It has learned to brace itself before it trusts me. It has learned to expect pressure before peace. But I am retraining your heart now. I am calling you out of the storm of constant reaction. My child, do you remember how I called Samuel in the night while the house was quiet and the lamps had not yet gone out? He did not understand at first. He thought the voice belonged to someone nearby. Yet it was me calling him by name. I did not shout. I called with enough tenderness for him to learn how to listen. I am doing something similar within you. I am calling you in ways that may seem small. Through a heaviness you can no longer ignore. Through a holy discomfort with the life you have been forcing yourself to maintain. Through the ache that says there must be more than this. My beloved child, do not be afraid of that ache. It is not here to break you. It is here to wake you. It is the bell of heaven ringing within the chambers of your soul, telling you that you are not created to disappear inside obligations that have no breath of my presence in them. I have called your name in the middle of crowded rooms. I have called your name while you drove home in silence. I have called your name while you stared at the ceiling, unable to quiet your thoughts. I have called your name while you smiled for others and wondered why your own heart felt so far away. My child, none of those moments were wasted. I was there. I was not standing outside the chaos waiting for you to clean yourself up before I came near. I was within it, reaching through it, speaking beneath it, calling you back to the center where my peace can be heard again. You thought you were losing yourself. I was calling you to remember who you are. My beloved child, the world has trained you to recognize alarms of urgency but not whispers of grace. You know how to respond when someone needs you quickly. You know how to move when a problem demands attention. You know how to push through when life says hurry. But now I am teaching you to recognize a different sound. The sound of heaven calling you home, not to a place on a map, but to the place inside, my will, where your soul becomes whole again. My child, When I call your name, I am not calling an exhausted servant to perform more. I am calling a beloved child to return. I am not calling you because you have failed. I am calling you because you belong to me. I am not calling you into panic. I am calling you into alignment. Listen to the difference. Fear shouts, hurry, or you will lose everything. Grace whispers, come close, and you will find what matters. Fear says, prove yourself. Grace says, remember you are mine. Fear says, carry it all. Grace says, lay down what I never gave you. My beloved child, this is why the chaos around you has begun to feel unbearable. It is not because you are too weak for life. It is because I am making you sensitive again to what does not carry my breath. The old noise can no longer comfort you the way it once did. The old rhythm can no longer hide the emptiness beneath it. This is mercy. I am letting you feel the difference between movement and purpose, between noise and calling, between pressure and obedience. My child, heaven has not forgotten your address. Heaven has not lost sight of your tears, your questions, or your quiet longing to live with meaning again. I know where you are. I know the room you are sitting in. I know the burden behind your eyes. I know the fear you have not told anyone. And still, I call your name with love, not with accusation, not with shame, with love. What feels like confusion is often the moment my light begins separating your true calling from every false burden wrapped around your weary heart again today. My beloved child, pause again. Let the chaos become quieter around you. Let the demands step back for one moment. Let your soul hear what I am saying. You are not only being interrupted, you are being invited. You are not only being awakened, you are being remembered by heaven. The noise did not defeat my voice. The pressure did not silence my love. The years of wandering did not erase your name from my heart. I am calling you now. And as you begin to hear me through the chaos, I will show you why your path has felt so heavy. You have not only been tired from life, you have been carrying assignments I never gave you, and it is time to see them clearly. My beloved child, now that you have heard me calling your name through the chaos, I want to show you why your path has felt so heavy. You have carried assignments I never gave you. My child, not every burden on your shoulders came from my hand. Not every responsibility that found its way into your life was spoken by my voice. Not every urgent demand, every expectation, every emotional load, every role you stepped into was part of the purpose I designed for you. Some things were handed to you by fear, some were handed to you by people, some were handed to you by old wounds that taught you to say yes when your spirit was quietly saying no. My beloved child, I have watched you carry things with sincerity. You did not pick them up because you wanted to be disobedient. You picked them up because you wanted to be good. You wanted to help. You wanted to be trusted. You wanted to keep peace. You wanted to avoid disappointing those who had already placed so much upon you. I saw the goodness in your heart, but I also saw the weight bending your soul. My child, there is a difference between holy responsibility and false assignment. Holy responsibility may require effort, but it carries my grace. False assignment drains you while asking for more. Holy responsibility may stretch you, but it does not erase you. False assignment slowly makes you disappear under the needs of others. You have known that difference deep inside, even when you did not have words for it. You felt it in the tightness of your chest when you agreed to something your spirit did not have peace about. You felt it in the quiet resentment that frightened you, because you never wanted to become bitter. My beloved child, that emptiness was not proof that you lacked love. It was a signal. It was your soul telling you that you were carrying without being led. I never asked you to become the savior of every situation. I never asked you to hold together what I had not placed in your hands. I never asked you to silence your own spirit so others would not feel uncomfortable with your boundaries. My child, I am God. You are my beloved child. There are weights only I can carry. There are hearts only I can change. There are outcomes only I can govern. When you try to take my place, even with a loving intention, your soul becomes tired in a way ordinary rest cannot repair. You were not created to live under the pressure of being everything to everyone. You were created to walk with me, listen to me, and obey what I actually assign. My beloved child, many of the burdens you now call normal began as small agreements. You agreed to be the strong one. You agreed to be the available one. You agreed to be the one who never complains. You agreed to carry the mood of a room, the stability of a relationship, the expectations of a family, the needs of people who rarely asked whether you were still breathing freely. At first it seemed manageable, then it became identity, then it became a cage. My child, I am not speaking this to shame you, I am speaking this to free you. You have confused being needed with being called. You have confused being busy with being fruitful. You have confused being praised for endurance with being aligned with my will. Listen to me gently. A burden can look noble and still not be yours. A door can look open and still not be mine. A request can sound urgent and still not be obedience. My beloved child, you have often felt guilty when you considered laying something down. You wondered if rest would make you selfish. You wondered if saying no would make you unkind. You wondered if stepping back would make people think you had changed. But my child, what if the change you fear is actually the healing I have been inviting you into? What if saying no is not rebellion? What if stepping back is not abandonment? What if laying something down is the first act of trusting me again? My child, I am able to care for what you release. I am able to reach the people you cannot fix. I am able to hold the situations that have kept you awake. I am able to continue working even when your hands are finally open. You are not the source. I am. You are not the foundation. I am. You are not the light that must never dim. I am the light within you. My beloved child, some assignments must be returned to me. Some responsibilities must be examined in my presence. Some yeses must be brought back to the altar and asked again, Father, did you give this to me or did fear place it in my hands? This question can become a doorway. Do not be afraid to ask it. My child, when you bring these burdens before me, I will not strip your life bare. I will not make you cold. I will not turn your love into distance. I will teach your love to become wise. I will teach your kindness to stop bleeding from hidden wounds. I will teach your service to flow from grace instead of fear. You will still care, but you will no longer be controlled. You will still serve, but you will no longer serve from emptiness. You will still love, but you will no longer confuse love with carrying what belongs to me. My beloved child, I know there are assignments you are afraid to release because they have been with you so long. They feel like part of your name. They feel like proof that you matter. They feel like the way you keep your place in other people's lives. But I am teaching you a deeper truth. You mattered before you carried anything. You were loved before anyone needed you. You were chosen before you ever proved useful. My child, let that truth touch the tired place within you. Let it loosen the false yoke. Let it remind you that my love does not increase when you exhaust yourself, and it does not decrease when you obey me by laying a burden down. I am calling you into discernment. I am calling you into freedom. I am calling you out from under assignments that were never spoken by my heart. My beloved child, this will not happen all at once, and I will not rush you harshly. Begin by noticing what carries grace and what only carries pressure. Notice what brings holy stretching and what brings spiritual suffocation. Notice what deepens peace and what constantly steals it. I will guide you. I will show you. I will give you courage. And as you begin to lay down what I never gave you, will understand the next truth more clearly. Exhaustion is not faithfulness. Constant strain is not proof of devotion. The life I give does not destroy the soul I came to restore. My beloved child, as I begin to show you the assignments I never placed in your hands, I want to speak clearly to the place in you that has mistaken exhaustion for devotion. Exhaustion is not faithfulness. Constant strain is not holiness. Burning yourself down is not proof that you love me. My child, I know why you believed it was. You learned to measure your goodness by how much you could endure. You learned to feel valuable when people depended on you. You learned to keep moving even when your body asked for rest and your spirit asked for quiet. Somewhere along the way, you began to think that if you were tired enough, stretched enough, drained enough, then surely you were doing something meaningful. But I did not create you to live half alive. I did not call you to serve until your heart could no longer feel joy. I did not ask you to trade the sweetness of my presence for the approval of a world that always asks for more. My beloved child, faithfulness is not proven by how badly you neglect your soul. Faithfulness is the quiet agreement between your heart and my will. It is obedience rooted in love, not performance rooted in fear. It is walking with me at the pace of grace, not running ahead because you are afraid to disappoint someone else. There is a kind of work that carries my breath, and there is a kind of work that steals yours. I want you to know the difference. My child, when I give you an assignment, I also give grace for the assignment. That does not mean it will always be easy. It does not mean you will never grow tired. It does not mean you will never need courage, patience, or sacrifice. But my assignment will not require you to abandon me in order to complete it. It will not demand that you silence prayer, ignore rest, and bury your peace just to keep life moving. If a responsibility constantly pulls you away from my presence, it must be examined. If a duty leaves no room for your soul to breathe, bring it to me. If a burden makes you resent the people you are trying to help, let me show you what is happening. My beloved child, I am not angry with you for being tired. I am tender toward you. I see how many mornings you have risen with a body that still needed sleep. I see how many evenings you have sat in silence, not because you were peaceful, but because you had nothing left to give. I see how often you have said, I am fine, while something inside you was quietly asking me to rescue you from a rhythm you could not name. I heard that quiet prayer, even when you did not speak it. My child, you have called pressure maturity. You have called overextension responsibility. You have called emotional depletion love. You have praised yourself for carrying what I was asking you to place at my feet. But now I am gently correcting the lie. Being emptied by fear is not the same as being poured out by love. One leaves you bitter, one leaves you surrendered, one makes you feel unseen, one keeps you close to me. My beloved child, true faithfulness has fruit. It may be costly, but it carries life. It makes your spirit cleaner, not more clouded. It deepens compassion, not resentment. It brings humility, not hidden anger. It may stretch you, but it does not turn your soul into dry ground. If the way you are living has made your heart hard, hurried, and unable to hear me, then I am not asking you to defend that rhythm. I am asking you to return. My child, many people have admired your strength without seeing the cost. They saw you keep going, so they assumed you were able. They saw you answer, so they assumed you were available. They saw you carry, so they assumed the weight belonged to you. But I saw the cracks beneath the surface. I saw the moments when your smile arrived before your honesty. I saw the times your yes was spoken while your spirit trembled. I saw the nights when your mind kept working long after your body stopped. My beloved child, you do not have to keep proving that you are worthy of love by refusing to rest. My love was never a wage paid for exhaustion. My love is your inheritance. You do not earn it by collapsing under burdens. You receive it because you are mine. Let that truth become water to your tired soul today. Do not confuse the voice of fear with the voice of duty. Fear says if you stop, everything will fall apart. Fear says if you say no, they will leave. Fear says if you rest, you will fall behind. Fear says if you cannot do it all, you are failing. But I say, come to me. I say, take my yoke. I say, learn my rhythm. I say your soul can find rest without losing purpose. My beloved child, rest is not the enemy of faithfulness. Rest protects faithfulness. A tired soul becomes vulnerable to confusion. A drained heart becomes quick to anger. A body pushed beyond its limits can make simple decisions feel heavy. This is why I call you to stop, breathe, return, and receive. I am not removing purpose from you. I am removing the lie that purpose must destroy you. My child, there is work ahead of you, but it must be carried in my grace. There are people to love, but not from an empty well. There are steps to take, but not in panic. There are responsibilities to honor, but not by forgetting that I am the true strength beneath your life. Begin again with me. Let me reorder what pressure has twisted. Let me separate holy responsibility from false demand. Let me teach you that a peaceful heart can serve better than an exhausted one. My beloved child, when you release the belief that exhaustion proves faithfulness, you will begin to see your life with new clarity. Some burdens will fall. Some yeses will become no. Some routines will be rebuilt. Some relationships will learn healthier boundaries. Some spaces will become quiet enough for my voice again. This is not failure. This is recovery. This is alignment. This is my mercy leading you back to life. My child, I am calling you away from burnout and into holy freedom. I am calling you away from striving and into communion. I am calling you away from proving and into belonging. You do not have to keep bleeding inwardly to show that you care. You can love from rest. You can serve from peace. You can obey without destroying yourself. And as you begin to receive this truth, I will show you something even deeper. You were not created for chains of pressure, but for holy freedom, the kind of freedom that carries. My breath restores your joy and teaches your soul how to walk with me again. My beloved child, as I call you away from the lie that exhaustion proves faithfulness, I want to remind you who you were before pressure taught you to live bent beneath its weight. You were created for holy freedom, not for panic, not for endless proving, not for a life where your soul only breathes after everyone else has taken what they need from you. My child, holy freedom is not carelessness. It is not running from responsibility. It is not living without wisdom, love, or obedience. Holy freedom is the life of a soul walking in agreement with my spirit. It is the quiet strength of knowing what is yours to carry and what must remain in my hands. I did not form you to be ruled by fear. I formed you to be led by love. My beloved child, the world has tried to teach you another rhythm. It has told you that freedom means having no limits, or that responsibility means having no rest. It has pushed you between two false roads, one of selfish escape and one of exhausting performance. But my way is different. My freedom is not rebellion, and my calling is not bondage. In my presence, freedom and obedience walk together. Peace and purpose breathe together. Love and wisdom stand together. My child, I created you to live from the inside out, not from the outside in. You were never meant to let every opinion shape your steps. You were never meant to let every demand become your command. You were never meant to measure your worth by how much you can absorb without breaking. You have tried to be strong for so long that you forgot strength can also look like surrender. You forgot that freedom can begin with one honest prayer. Father, this burden is not mine. My beloved child, that prayer matters. When you speak it with a sincere heart, the heavens do not ignore it. I begin to separate what fear has mixed together. I begin to show you which duties carry grace and which duties carry chains. I begin to teach your heart that not every need around you is an instruction from me. My child, holy freedom requires discernment. Without discernment, kindness becomes exhaustion. Without discernment, compassion becomes confusion. Without discernment, loyalty becomes captivity. I am not taking love from you. I am purifying it so that it no longer bleeds from the wounds of fear. You can love with open hands. You can care without carrying everything. You can be present without becoming imprisoned. My beloved child, I know you have feared what freedom might cost. You have wondered who would be disappointed if you stopped living by their expectations. You have wondered whether people would call you selfish if you began to choose peace. You have wondered whether your life would fall apart if you no longer answered every pressure immediately. But listen closely. What is held together only by your exhaustion is not the same as what is held together by my grace. If everything collapses the moment you obey my peace, then perhaps it was never standing on my foundation. My child, I am not leading you into emptiness. I am leading you into order. I am not taking away your purpose. I am rescuing your purpose from the clutter that has buried it. I am not removing your love. I am teaching your love to move in truth. Holy freedom is not a wide road where anything goes. It is a clear path where my voice leads. My beloved child, there is a freedom that enters when you stop living for human approval. You begin to hear your own breathing again. You begin to feel the nearness of my spirit again. You begin to notice simple joys that pressure once covered. The morning light, a quiet meal, a prayer whispered before the day begins. These are not small gifts. They are signs of life returning. My child, I want you free enough to receive my peace without suspicion, free enough to rest without guilt, free enough to obey without needing applause, free enough to say yes when I lead and no when fear tries to command, free enough to walk away from what drains you without hating anyone, free enough to remain gentle without becoming controlled. This is the freedom I prepared for you, not freedom from love, freedom to love rightly, not freedom from service, freedom to serve from grace, not freedom from responsibility, freedom from false responsibility that never came from me. My beloved child, look at the birds of the sky. They do not carry barns on their wings. They do not wake afraid that the heavens have forgotten them. They move according to the life I placed within them. They receive what I provide. They do not strive to become something other than what I created them to be. My child, holy freedom will change your inner posture. You will no longer stand before life as a slave awaiting punishment. You will stand as a beloved child, learning trust. You will no longer carry every delay as rejection. You will no longer interpret every closed door as failure. You will begin to understand that my no can be mercy, my wait can be protection, and my quiet can be invitation. This is how freedom deepens, not by controlling everything, by trusting the one who holds everything. My beloved child, there are chains that fall when truth enters. One chain says you must do more to be loved. Another says you cannot rest until everyone is pleased. Another says your value depends on being needed. Another says if you release the burden, you will lose your place. I speak over those chains now. They are not my voice. They are not your identity. They are not your future. My child, you belong to me. Before you were useful to anyone, you were loved by me. Before you knew how to carry responsibility, I carried you. Before the world named you by your function, I called you mine. Let that truth open the locked places. Let it loosen the old agreements. Let it call your soul back into the spacious place of my will. My beloved child, holy freedom does not mean every battle ends today. It means you no longer fight from bondage. It means you stand beneath my covering. It means you begin to choose from peace instead of panic. It means you walk with me step by step as I teach you what to carry, what to release, where to stand, and when to rest. You are not being abandoned to figure this out alone. I am guiding you into freedom. I am restoring the sound of my voice within you. I am reminding your soul that life with me is not a prison of pressure, but a path of grace. And as you begin to breathe in this holy freedom, I will open your eyes to the battle beneath the surface where unseen forces have worked to steal your peace, scatter your mind, and make you forget the freedom that was always meant to be yours. My beloved child, as you begin to breathe in the holy freedom I prepared for you, I want to open your eyes to what has been happening beneath the surface. The real battle is in the unseen realm, not only in the conversations that leave you tired, not only in the people who misunderstand you. My child, many struggles you have named, ordinary stress, are connected to a deeper conflict. There is a battle around your peace, your attention, your identity, and your ability to hear my voice. You have thought the problem was only the pressure in front of you, but I see the hidden movement behind it. I see the spiritual noise trying to cover my whisper. My beloved child, do not be afraid when I speak this to you. I am not revealing the unseen battle to make you fearful. I am revealing it so you will stop blaming yourself for every wave that strikes your soul. I am revealing it so you will no longer fight people when the deeper enemy is confusion, fear, accusation, and discouragement. Your battle is not against flesh and blood. The person who irritated you is not the root. The delay that frustrated you is not the root. The tired morning, the anxious thought, the restless night, the sudden heaviness, these are often signs that something unseen is trying to pull your focus away from me. My child, darkness does not always attack with loud storms. Often it comes like fine dust on a window, a little fear, a little offense, a little comparison, a little suspicion. At first you can still see, but slowly the light looks dimmer. Slowly your mind feels crowded. Slowly. My voice seems farther away, though I have never moved. This is why you must become watchful, not tense, not suspicious of everything, watchful with peace. My beloved child, there are moments when you wake up and feel heavy before anything has happened. You search your mind for a reason. You ask yourself if you are weak, unstable, or ungrateful, but I see what your eyes cannot see. I see when an unseen weight has pressed upon your thoughts during the night. In those moments, do not surrender the day to heaviness. Turn to me first, before you explain it, before you fight it in your own strength, before you accept it as your identity. My child, say within your heart, Father, I belong to you. Let your peace cover my mind. Let your truth rise louder than every shadow. That small turning matters. Heaven responds to a heart that turns. My beloved child, the unseen battle also comes through distraction. Not every distraction looks dangerous. Some appear harmless, even useful. One more message, one more worry, one more urgent matter, one more thought about what someone meant, one more scroll through noise that leaves your spirit dull. These things seem small, but they can scatter your soul until you no longer know where your peace went. The enemy does not always need to make you fall. Sometimes he only tries to make you unavailable to my presence, too busy to pray, too distracted to listen, too tired to discern, too anxious to trust. My child, I am teaching you to recognize when your attention is being stolen. Your attention is a gate. Where it rests, your heart begins to lean. If your attention rests constantly on fear, fear will feel powerful. If your attention rests constantly on offense, bitterness will grow roots. If your attention rests constantly on what you lack, gratitude will become faint. But if your attention returns to me, peace begins to breathe again. My beloved child, I do not want you fighting the unseen battle with panic. Panic is not your weapon. My presence is, prayer is, truth is, stillness is, discernment is. A quiet no to what drains you is a weapon. A faithful yes to what I speak is a weapon. Peace is not passive. Peace is holy resistance. My child, when you choose peace in the middle of pressure, darkness loses ground. When you refuse to answer accusation with agreement, darkness loses ground. When you bring your thoughts into my light, instead of letting them wander alone, darkness loses ground. When you rest because you trust me, darkness loses ground. The battle is real, but you are not defenseless. My beloved child, I have given you my spirit. I have given you my word. I have given you the ability to pause, discern, and choose the voice you will follow. You do not have to accept every thought as truth. You do not have to obey every emotion as direction. You do not have to open the door to every fear that knocks. Father, where is this coming from? Father, what is true here? Father, what are you saying? My child, that question can break the spell of confusion. It can separate my voice from the voices that imitate urgency. It can help you see that not every pressure deserves your surrender. Some pressure is only noise. Some fear is only a shadow. Some accusation is only an old wound speaking without my authority. Bring it into my light. Do not let it rule you in secret. My beloved child, I know there have been days when you felt surrounded. Your mind moved from one concern to another. Your body was present, but your soul felt far away. You wanted to pray, but the words felt blocked. You wanted to trust, but worry kept circling above your heart. I was nearer than the worry. I was stronger than the confusion. I was speaking beneath the storm. My child, when the battle feels intense, do not measure my nearness by the loudness of your emotions. Measure it by my promise. I do not leave you when your thoughts are crowded. I do not abandon you when your faith feels small. I do not turn away when you are learning to stand. I hold you while you learn. I strengthen you while you discern. I cover you while you return. My beloved child, the unseen realm is not greater than my kingdom. The darkness is not equal to my light. The enemy is not the author of your destiny. I am. What rises against your peace must bow before my authority. What tries to scatter your mind cannot overcome the truth I speak over you. You are mine. You are not fighting alone. My child, now that you know the battle is deeper than what appears on the surface, do not waste your strength striking the wrong target. Do not spend your life blaming people when I am calling you to discern the spirit behind the pressure. Do not exhaust yourself wrestling with symptoms while ignoring the hidden root. Let me train your sight. Let me sharpen your hearing. Let me teach you to stand. And as your eyes open to the unseen battle, I will show you one of its most subtle weapons. Weariness has been used to muffle my voice, to make holy direction sound distant, and to make your soul think that silence means I am gone. My beloved child, now that your eyes are opening to the battle beneath the surface, I want to show you one of the quietest ways your peace has been attacked. Weariness is being used to muffle my voice. My child, when the soul becomes tired, even truth can begin to sound distant. When the mind is crowded, even my gentle whisper can feel hidden behind a wall of noise. When your body is worn down and your heart has carried too much for too long, the enemy tries to use that weakness to make you believe I have stopped speaking. But I have not stopped. I am still speaking. Your weariness has only made the noise feel louder. My beloved child, I do not say this to blame you. I know how tired you have been. I know the days when you woke up with no strength before the day even began. I know the hours when one more request felt like a stone placed upon a heart already bowed low. I know the nights when you wanted to pray, but the words seemed buried beneath exhaustion. I saw you there. I did not turn away. My child, weariness is dangerous because it changes the way you interpret life. A small delay begins to feel like rejection. A simple silence begins to feel like abandonment. A normal difficulty begins to feel like proof that nothing will ever change. A passing emotion begins to sound like prophecy over your future. This is how fatigue speaks when it has not been brought into my presence. It makes shadows look like conclusions. It makes temporary heaviness sound permanent. It makes my nearness seem far away. My beloved child, there have been moments when you thought you were losing faith, but what you were really losing was strength. You thought your heart was becoming cold, but often it was only tired from carrying unspoken pressure. You thought your prayers were weak, but many times your prayers were simply buried beneath too much noise, too many demands, and too little rest. Do not confuse exhaustion with unbelief. Do not confuse a tired mind with a faithless heart. My child, I know the faith that is still inside you. I see it even when you cannot feel it. I see it in the fact that you are still listening. I see it in the quiet part of you that still wants to believe. My goodness. I see it when you whisper, "Father, help me," even if your voice trembles. That small turning is faith. That faint desire is faith. That reaching toward me through the fog is faith. My beloved child, the enemy would like you to think that because you are tired, you are no longer close to me. He would like you to measure my presence by the strength of your emotions. He would like you to believe that if prayer feels dry, heaven must be silent, and if worship feels difficult, I must be far away. But my presence is not proven by your feelings. My love is not weakened by your fatigue. My voice is not absent because your soul is struggling to hear. My child, when you are weary, do not run from me because you cannot feel strong. Come to me because you are weary. Come without polished words. Come without pretending. Come with the heaviness, the scattered thoughts, the restless chest, the sighs you do not know how to translate. I understand sighs. I understand silence. I understand the prayer that comes as breath. My beloved child, sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is stop long enough to let your soul return to my care. Close the door to noise for a moment. Set down the device. Release the argument you keep replaying. Step away from the voices that demand immediate answers. Sit before me, even if you feel nothing. Stillness will begin to clear the air. Truth will begin to rise again. My voice will become recognizable in the quiet. My child, weariness muffles my voice because it keeps you in survival. Survival asks, "How do I get through this hour?" Faith asks, "Father, what are you saying?" Survival rushes. Faith listens. Survival reacts. Faith returns. Survival tries to control everything. Faith remembers that I am holding what you cannot manage. I am teaching you to move from survival back into trust, not suddenly, gently, one breath at a time. My beloved child, do not underestimate how much your body and soul are connected. When you ignore the limits I placed within you, your thoughts can become cloudy. When you refuse rest, your emotions can become easily stirred. When you keep giving from an empty place, your heart can begin to hear accusation. Where I am offering correction, pressure. Where I am offering guidance and fear. Where I am offering wisdom. This is why I call you to rest. Rest is not escape from me. Rest is return to me. My child, I never asked you to live as though you were made of stone. I formed you with need, rhythm, breath, and limits. Your limits are not shameful. They are reminders that you are a child, not the source of all things. They are invitations to lean into me before you collapse under what was never meant to be carried alone. Receive your limits with humility. They can become holy teachers. My beloved child, the enemy tries to use weariness to isolate you. When you are tired, you may begin to withdraw from the very places where I place support. You may stop answering those who love you. You may assume no one understands. You may hide because you do not want to explain the weight inside you. But isolation makes the noise louder. Come back to the light. My child, I will often restore my voice through simple means. A verse that meets you unexpectedly, a quiet walk, a night of honest rest, a gentle conversation, a moment when you breathe and stop rehearsing the worst possibility. Do not despise small restorations. They are often the way I clear the static. I am near in ordinary mercy. My beloved child, when weariness rises again, do not agree with every thought it brings. Speak gently to your soul. Say, I am tired, but I am not abandoned. I am weary, but God is still near. I am weak, but his voice is still true. I may not see the whole path, but I can take the next step with him. My child, I am lifting the veil that weariness placed over your hearing. I am calling you back into rest, clarity, and trust. I am teaching you to recognize that not every heavy thought is truth, not every tired emotion is guidance, and not every silent moment means I have withdrawn. I am here. I am speaking. I am closer than the noise. And as you learn to hear me again beneath the weariness, you will understand another truth. You were never alone in this battle. Even when your soul felt surrounded, my hand was already reaching toward you with strength, comfort, and faithful love. My beloved child, as you learn that weariness has tried to muffle my voice, I want to speak directly to the fear that has whispered another lie into your heart. You are not alone in the battle, not for one breath, not for one step, not for one hidden moment when your soul feels surrounded. My child, I have seen how often you have believed you were fighting by yourself. You carried the pressure quietly. You measured your words carefully. You tried to keep your face calm while your thoughts moved like storm clouds inside you. You told yourself that if you explained the battle, no one would understand. But I understood. I was there. I was closer than the heaviness you could not name. My beloved child, loneliness can make a battle feel larger than it is. When you feel alone, every thought becomes louder. Every fear seems more believable. Every delay feels more final. Every disappointment feels like proof that nothing is changing. Isolation turns whispers into thunder and shadows into walls. This is why I speak now with love. You were never created to stand alone. I formed you for communion with me, and I also placed you within the care of my body, my people, my quiet provisions, and my unseen protection. My child, there were times when you withdrew because you were tired of being misunderstood. You stopped sharing what was happening inside you because you did not want to become a burden. You smiled in public and collapsed inwardly in private. You gave short answers because the full truth felt too long to explain. I saw every hidden retreat. I knew why you stepped back. I did not despise your silence. My beloved child, silence may protect you for a moment, but if you remain hidden too long, the enemy will try to use that hidden place against you. He will whisper that no one cares. He will suggest that your pain is too complicated. He will tell you that asking for help makes you weak. He will make loneliness feel like wisdom. But loneliness is not always discernment. Sometimes it is a wound trying to protect itself. Sometimes it is fear wearing the clothing of caution. My child, I am not asking you to open your heart to everyone. I am asking you to let me show you where true help is. There are people I can use as shelter. There are voices I can use to remind you of truth. There are gentle hands I can place along your path so you remember that my care can reach you through others. Do not reject help because false comfort has disappointed you before. Do not close every door because one door wounded you. My beloved child, I know that some people have mishandled your tenderness. I know that some listened only halfway. Some answered too quickly. Some gave advice when you needed presence. Some made your pain feel smaller instead of sitting with you gently. I saw that, and I will not pretend it did not matter. But their failure to love you well does not mean my love has failed. Their limited understanding does not mean heaven has stopped understanding you. My child, when Elijah felt alone, weary, and hunted by fear, I did not shame him for his exhaustion. I gave him rest. I gave him food. I met him in a gentle whisper. I reminded him that he was not the only one left. I revealed that my work was larger than what his tired eyes could see. I am doing that with you today. I am feeding what is tired. I am quieting what is frightened. I am reminding you that your battle is not the whole story. My beloved child, there are unseen reinforcements around you. You may not see them, but I have not left you uncovered. My mercy has blocked paths that would have wounded you more deeply. My spirit has interrupted thoughts that could have pulled you into despair. My hand has held back confusion when you did not even know you were being protected. You have called some delays frustrating. I have called them protection. You have called some interruptions inconvenient. I have called them rescue. My child, you have not survived because you were strong enough alone. You have endured because my grace has been underneath you. When you had no words, my spirit interceded. When you had no clarity, my presence remained. When you had no visible answer, my hand was still arranging what your eyes could not yet see. You are held even when you feel unsteady. You are covered even when you feel exposed. You are guided even when the road feels unclear. My beloved child, I want you to stop interpreting the intensity of the battle as evidence of my absence. Sometimes the battle becomes loud because you are closer to freedom than you realize. Sometimes resistance rises because an old chain is losing its hold. Sometimes confusion increases right before clarity breaks through. Do not decide that I am gone because the pressure is loud. I am Lord over pressure. I am light within darkness. I am peace in the middle of battle. My child, when fear says you are alone, answer with truth. Say, my Father is with me. When weariness says no one sees, answer with truth. Say, heaven sees me. When shame says hide, answer with truth. Say, I can come into the light because I am loved. My beloved child, I will teach you to recognize the people who are safe for this season. They will carry peace, not confusion. They will help you remember me, not pull you farther from me. They will speak with humility, not control. They will honor your soul, not feed on your weakness. Let me guide you toward them. Let me teach you whom to trust. Let me rebuild your confidence in holy connection. My child, you do not need to explain yourself to every person, but you also do not need to disappear from everyone. There is wisdom between exposure and isolation. There is a narrow path of grace where your heart can be guarded and still not be alone. My beloved child, in this battle, you have me. You have my spirit. You have my word. You have the covering of my love. You have moments of mercy you did not recognize as mercy. You have strength that keeps rising after long nights. You have a future I am still protecting. So lift your eyes, not because the battle is small, but because I am greater. My child, you are not abandoned in the unseen fight. You are not forgotten in the weary hour. You are not left to carry what darkness has thrown against you. I am beside you, within you, before you, and around you. And as you begin to believe that you are not alone, I will lead you into another tender place. I will show you that every tear you tried to hide has been seen by me, held by me, and woven into the healing I am bringing to your soul. My beloved child, as you begin to believe that you are not alone in the battle I want to bring my voice into the most tender room of your heart, I see the tears you hide, not only the tears that fall, not only the tears someone could notice. I see the tears you hold back because you think breaking down would make you too much. My child, there are moments when your eyes fill but you turn your face away. Moments when you step into another room, breathe slowly, and return as if nothing happened. Moments when you sit at the edge of the bed and stare at the floor, trying to gather strength to continue another day. I was there. I saw you. I did not look away. I know the places where your strength became a hidden mask for sorrow within. My beloved child, you have hidden many tears because you learned that people do not always know what to do with pain. Some rush you. Some correct you too quickly. Some tell you to be strong before they have listened. Some change the subject because your ache makes them uncomfortable. But I am not uncomfortable with your sorrow. I am not frightened by your honesty. I am not disappointed when your heart finally admits it is tired. My child, tears are not failure. They are not proof that your faith is weak. They are not evidence that you have lost the battle. Sometimes tears are the language of a soul that has carried too much without being held. Sometimes tears are the place where truth begins to rise after seasons of pretending. I understand that language. I know every word of it. My beloved child, I have seen the tears that came while washing dishes when your thoughts finally caught up with you. I have seen the tears you swallowed in the car when one song opened a place you thought had closed. I have seen the tears hidden behind your smile when someone asked how you were, and you said, I am okay, because you could not explain. I knew what okay meant. I heard what your mouth could not say. My child, you do not have to translate your pain perfectly for me. I know the ache before it becomes a sentence. I know the sigh before it reaches your lips. I know the weariness behind the silence. I know the name of the wound you still struggle to name. Nothing inside you is hidden from my love. Nothing inside you is too tangled for my mercy. My beloved child, there are tears of grief, tears of disappointment, tears of fear, tears of longing, tears of release, and tears that come from not knowing what they are. I do not separate them with judgment. I gather them with tenderness. I treat them as sacred because they come from a heart I created and still hold. You may feel forgotten in those moments. but heaven notices. You may feel alone, but I am near. My child, Scripture says, I keep your tears. That is not a small image. It means your pain does not vanish into emptiness. It means what you thought fell unseen has been held in my care. It means not one honest tear has been wasted, ignored, or dismissed. The world may forget what you survived. I do not. People may move on without understanding what it cost you. I do not. My beloved child, I have watched you be strong for others while needing strength yourself. You have listened when no one listened to you. You have encouraged people while your own heart felt thin. You have carried compassion while wondering who would sit beside you in hidden sorrow. I was sitting there, even when no one else came, even when the room felt empty. My child, my presence is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is the quiet warmth that keeps you from giving up. Sometimes it is the breath you take when you thought you had no breath left. Sometimes it is the small peace that arrives after tears, not explaining everything but reminding you that you are still held. That was me. My beloved child, do not be ashamed of needing comfort. Pride tells the wounded heart to hide. Fear tells the tired soul to perform. Shame tells you that if people saw the weight of what you carry, they would pull away. But I say, come closer. Come with red eyes. Come with trembling hands. Come with unfinished prayers. Come with the truth. My child, I do not love the polished version of you more than the wounded one. I do not come near only when you are calm, composed, and easy to understand. I come near because you are mine. I come near because love moves toward pain, not away from it. My beloved child, some tears have been locked inside you for years. They did not disappear. They waited. They became heaviness. They became numbness. They became a wall around places that once felt alive. You thought you were protecting yourself, and in many ways you were trying to survive. I do not condemn that wall, but I am gently opening it. My child, when tears begin to come again, do not panic. It may mean your heart is becoming safe enough to feel. It may mean my presence is softening what disappointment made hard. It may mean healing is reaching a depth that words could never reach. Let me hold what comes up. Let me touch what has been buried. Let me bring light to the rooms you closed long ago. My beloved child, I know there are tears connected to people, places, decisions, and seasons you cannot return to. I know the ache of what could have been. I know the sting of what was said. I know the sadness of giving your best and still feeling unseen. I will not mock that pain. I will meet you within it. My child, I also see the tears you cry over yourself, the tears that rise when you feel behind, tired, or less than what you hope to be. Hear me clearly. You are not a disappointment to me. You are a child I am restoring. My beloved child, your tears are not the end of your story. They are water in the soil of healing. They are part of the softening. They are part of the return. They are part of the place where your soul stops performing and begins receiving. So do not hide from me. Do not harden again. Do not call tenderness weakness. My child, I am close to the brokenhearted. I am not waiting for you to stop hurting before I arrive. I am already there, holding the hidden sorrow, gathering what fell in silence and breathing comfort into places no one else could reach. And as you let me see what you have tried to hide, I will show you something deeper. My silence was never abandonment. Even in quiet moments when you thought I had withdrawn, I was working near your pain with a love that never left. My beloved child, as you allow me to see the tears you have hidden, I want to speak to the question that has lived quietly beneath many of those tears. My silence was never abandonment. My quiet was never rejection. My waiting was never proof that I had forgotten your name. My child, I know how silence feels when the heart is hurting. It can feel like a closed door. It can feel like an empty room. It can feel like heaven has stepped back when you needed an answer. You prayed. You waited. You watched for a sign. And when nothing happened in the way you expected, fear began to whisper that I was far away. But fear was lying. I was near. I was working beyond your tired sight. My beloved child, there are moments when I do not answer the question you are asking because I am answering the deeper cry beneath it. You ask me to change the situation quickly, but I am healing the fear that makes the situation feel unbearable. You ask me to open a door, but I am teaching you to stop leaning on doors for identity. You ask me to remove the waiting, but I am forming trust in the hidden place. My child, my silence often protects what my words would reveal too soon. There are things you are not ready to carry yet. There are answers that would become burdens if given before the foundation is steady. Some paths must be prepared in secret before your feet walk them. I do not withhold because I am cruel. I withhold because I am wise. I pause because I am kind. My beloved child, think of a seed beneath the soil. For a season, nothing appears. The field looks unchanged. The surface seems silent. But under the quiet earth, life is opening, roots are reaching, and strength is forming where no eye can see. If the seed judged the farmer by the silence of the soil, it would misunderstand the whole miracle. You have done that with me at times. You looked at the surface and thought nothing was happening, but I was forming roots. My child, there have been seasons when you mistook my hidden work for absence. You thought delay meant denial. You thought the lack of a visible answer meant a lack of love. You thought because I did not explain myself immediately, I must have stepped away, but I was not absent. I was arranging what you could not see. I was separating what could not go with you. I was preparing strength inside you before changing what surrounded you. My beloved child, silence is difficult because it reveals what your soul has been leaning on. When my voice does not come as expected, the heart begins to discover whether it trusts my character or only my explanations. When the answer waits, the hidden places rise. Fear rises. Control rises. Old wounds rise. Certainty rises. I do not allow this to shame you. I allow it so I can heal it. My child, you have often wanted clarity, but I have been giving you closeness. You have wanted a map, but I have been offering my hand. You have wanted a timeline, but I have been teaching you to walk with me one step at a time. The soul that needs to know everything before it trusts will always tremble. But the soul that learns, my heart can stand even before the next door opens. My beloved child, when I am silent, do not assume I am inactive. A loving father does not always speak while carrying his child. Sometimes he simply holds the child closer. Sometimes his presence is the answer before explanation. Sometimes the hand on the shoulder says what words cannot yet say. I have held you like that. You did not always feel it, but you were carried. My child, remember the moments when you almost gave up, yet somehow kept breathing. Remember the days when you did not know how you would continue, yet strength came for the next step. Remember the nights when your heart felt empty, yet morning found you held by mercy. That was not luck. That was me. My beloved child, I was in the quiet strength that rose beneath your weakness. I was in the gentle restraint that kept you from making a decision from panic. I was in the unexpected peace that came after tears. I was in the small interruption that stopped you from walking deeper into confusion. My silence did not mean I had left. It meant I was working beneath the noise. My child, I also know that some silences have felt long. You have wondered why I allowed certain questions to remain unanswered. You have wondered why some prayers seemed to echo without return. You have wondered why others appeared to move forward while you were still waiting in the same place. I saw the ache of comparison. I saw the fatigue of waiting. I saw the secret fear that maybe you had missed me. My beloved child, you have not missed me. I am not difficult to find for the heart that turns toward me. I may not always move according to your calendar, but I never abandon my child in the waiting. My timing is not an insult to your pain. My timing is mercy with wisdom larger than your sight. Do not measure my love by speed. Measure it by faithfulness. My child, the silence you feared has been a holy space where I have been drawing your soul back from noise. I've been teaching you to hear deeply than words. I've been showing you that my presence can rest upon you, even when answers have not arrived. I have been making you less dependent on sudden signs and more rooted in steady trust. This is maturity. This is healing. This is the quiet rebuilding of faith. My beloved child, bring me the places where silence wounded your trust. Bring me the unanswered prayers you have been afraid to revisit. Bring me the disappointment you tried to hide, because you thought good faith meant never admitting pain. I can receive it. I can cleanse it. I can turn it into deeper communion. My child, I am not offended by your questions. I am not shaken by your honesty. I only ask that you bring them to me, instead of letting them become a wall between us. Questions placed in my hands become conversations. Questions hidden in fear become distance. Come close again, even with questions, especially with questions. My beloved child, I want you to know that my silence has never erased my promise. My quiet has never canceled my love. My delay has never meant that heaven has closed over your life. The sign has come because the season is shifting. The stillness has not been empty. It has been preparing you to recognize the holy window of grace that is opening before you. Listen gently. The silence was not abandonment. It was preparation for the door I am about to show you. My beloved child, after learning that my silence was never abandonment, I want you to lift your eyes and notice what is beginning to open before you. A holy window of grace is opening. Not a window of panic, not a window of pressure, not a window that demands you run in fear. A window of grace. My child, there are moments when heaven draws near in a way the soul can sense before the mind can explain. You feel a stirring. You feel a pause inside the rush. You feel as if something unseen has placed a gentle hand upon your shoulder and said, "Pay attention now." That is not imagination. That is mercy touching your awareness. My beloved child, I have been preparing you for this hour through every quiet correction, every hidden tear, every night of waiting, every burden I asked you to examine, and every whisper that called you back from exhaustion into freedom. None of it has been wasted. The signs were gathering. The inner alarms were not meant to torment you. They were meant to awaken you. Now the moment is before you. Not to frighten you, to guide you. My child, grace does not always appear as a dramatic door swinging wide. Sometimes it comes as a narrow opening of clarity in a season of confusion. Sometimes it comes as one honest thought that refuses to leave. Sometimes it comes as the sudden understanding that you cannot continue living the same way and still remain whole. This is how grace often begins. A light at the edge of the old road. A soft pull away from what is draining you. A holy uneasiness with what once felt normal. My beloved child, do not ignore that uneasiness. It is not always anxiety. Sometimes it is discernment waking up. Sometimes it is my spirit showing you that the old rhythm no longer fits the life I am forming in you. Sometimes what you call discomfort is actually the first breath of deliverance. You have prayed for change. Now grace is showing you where change must begin. My child, this window is not opening so you can control everything quickly. It is opening so you can respond faithfully. There is a difference. Control moves from fear. Faithfulness moves from trust. Control grabs, rushes, and forces. Faithfulness listens, obeys, and steps with me. I am not asking you to solve your whole life in one moment. I am asking you to recognize my invitation. My beloved child, some invitations do not remain in the same form forever. I am patient, but spiritual seasons have rhythm. There are times to wait, times to heal, times to learn, and times to move. When the time to move arrives, delay can become another form of fear. I say this with tenderness. Not every delay is wisdom. Sometimes delay is the old self trying to keep its familiar chains. My child, you have delayed certain decisions because you wanted to avoid pain. You delayed because you did not want to disappoint others. You delayed because the old place, though heavy, was familiar. You delayed because you wondered if your soul was exaggerating. But deep within you have known that I was leading you toward a turning. That turning is here. My beloved child, the holy window of grace is not an escape from maturity. It is an entrance into it. It calls you to become honest. Honest about what drains you. Honest about what you keep excusing. Honest about what no longer carries my peace. Honest about which voices have become louder than mine. Grace is gentle, but it is also truthful. Grace comforts, but it also separates light from shadow. My child, do not be afraid of what I reveal in this window. I will not show you truth to crush you. I show you truth to free you. I do not uncover what is hidden so you can drown in regret. I uncover it so you can walk out of it with my hand holding yours. There is freedom on the other side of honesty. There is peace on the other side of obedience. My beloved child, you may notice that as this window opens, distractions also become louder. A sudden demand, a sudden fear, a sudden memory, a sudden pull back into the same old pattern. Do not be surprised. When grace calls you forward, the old cycle often tries to reclaim your attention. This is why stillness matters. Pause before responding. Pray before deciding. Listen before agreeing. My child, not every urgent voice is my voice. Not every opportunity is an open door from heaven. Not every emotional pull is a command. Some things come dressed as necessity, but they are only attempts to keep you from hearing me clearly. Ask me for discernment. I will give it. My beloved child, during this window, I want you to become very tender toward my leading. Watch what brings peace and what steals it. Watch what strengthens your spirit and what makes your heart shrink. Watch what invites you closer to me and what pulls you into anxious striving. Your soul has been speaking. My spirit has been confirming. This moment is not random. My child, do not think you must be perfectly strong to respond. Grace does not open only for the flawless. It opens for the willing. It opens for the tired heart that says, Father, I cannot keep walking the old way. It opens for the trembling soul that still chooses to take one step toward my light. One step matters. One yes matters. One honest surrender matters. My beloved child, the window before you is sacred because it holds an invitation to realignment. You are being called back into the rhythm of my will, back into peace that is not borrowed from circumstances, back into purpose that is not built on pleasing people, back into a life where your inner world is no longer ruled by fear. This is grace, not cheap grace that leaves everything unchanged, transforming grace that makes the soul awake. My child, I am near in this opening. I am not standing across the distance demanding that you find your own way. I am already at the threshold, extending my hand, teaching you how to cross without panic. You do not need to rush. You do not need to freeze. You need to listen and follow. The window is open. The sign has come. The stirring is real. This is not the hour to numb the warning, excuse the heaviness, or bargain with familiar chains. It is the hour to become quiet enough to obey with me today now. My beloved child, receive this hour with reverence. Let it interrupt the old momentum. Let it soften your resistance. Let it show you that my mercy has not passed you by. You are being invited into a new movement of freedom. But first you must learn to stop before the old cycle pulls you back again. And in the next step I will teach you how to stop before you step back into what I'm trying to lead you out of. My beloved child, as the holy window of grace opens before you, I want you to understand the first act of obedience in this moment. Stop before you step back into the old cycle. Do not rush past this warning. Do not treat it as a harsh command. It is my protection reaching for you. My child, the old cycle knows how to call your name. It knows your fears. It knows your weak hours. It knows the familiar thoughts that pull you back when you are tired, lonely, disappointed, or unsure. It does not always return loudly. Sometimes it comes as one small compromise, one old conversation, one familiar worry, one habit you promised yourself you would not repeat again. That is why I say stop, not because I want to limit your life, because I want to save your peace. My beloved child, many people miss grace not because the door never opened, but because they keep walking backward while heaven is calling them forward. They receive a moment of clarity, then fear pulls them back into what feels familiar. They feel my spirit warning them, yet they explain it away. They see the old pattern rising, yet they tell themselves, this time will be different, without changing the choice that keeps feeding it. I am speaking to that place in you. My child, the old cycle may look like overthinking until your mind becomes heavy. It may look like returning to a relationship that drains your spirit because the silence feels uncomfortable. It may look like saying yes when your soul knows you need to pause. It may look like reaching for distraction in the dark hours because you do not want to sit with the ache inside you. These things are not small when they keep stealing your freedom. My beloved child, I am not asking you to hate where you have been. I am asking you to recognize what has kept you bound. Some cycles began when you were trying to survive. Some began when you did not know how to ask for help. Some began when fear taught you to manage pain instead of bringing it to me. I understand the beginning, but I am calling you out of the repetition. My child, stopping is not weakness. Stopping can be spiritual strength. Stopping gives your soul time to hear me before emotion makes the decision. Stopping creates space for truth to rise before the old impulse takes control. Stopping interrupts the rhythm that once carried you farther from peace. This is why the pause is holy. One pause can protect many steps. One prayer can stop one wrong turn. One moment of stillness can break the momentum of years. My beloved child, when you feel the pull of the old cycle, do not argue with it in your own strength. Turn to me. Say, Father, I feel the pull. I feel the old door opening. I feel the old thought returning. Help me stand here with you before I move. It is warfare. It is surrender. It is wisdom. My child, I will meet you in that pause. I will give you a clearer mind. I will help you see what is really happening beneath the surface. I will remind you of what the old cycle has cost you, not to shame you, but to awaken you. I will show you the peace waiting on the other side of obedience. Do not romanticize what once exhausted you. Do not rename bondage as comfort. Do not call familiar pain your home. My beloved child, I know the old cycle feels powerful because it is familiar. Familiarity can feel like safety, even when it is slowly draining your life. A narrow room can feel secure to someone who has forgotten the open field. A chain can feel normal to someone who has worn it for many years. But normal does not always mean holy. You were not created to live trapped in what you understand. You were created to walk with me into what I have prepared. My child, there are moments when the old cycle returns through people. Someone speaks the same words that used to control you. Someone expects the same response. Someone pulls at your guilt, your kindness, your need to be accepted. In that moment, your heart may tremble because the old version of you wants to obey fear again. Stop there. Do not answer from panic. Do not agree from guilt. Do not surrender your peace to keep an old pattern breathing. My beloved child, there are moments when the old cycle returns through your thoughts. You may begin rehearsing what could go wrong. You may accuse yourself. You may imagine rejection before it comes. You may hear the old voice saying, "You are behind. You are not enough. You must fix everything now." Stop there too. Bring that thought into my light. Ask, Father, is this your voice? My voice will not drive you into chaos. My voice may correct you, but it will not crush you. My voice may call you forward, but it will not force you with terror. My child, there are moments when the old cycle returns through the body. The tight chest, the restless hands, the desire to run, hide, answer, quickly escape into noise or numb the ache. Do not despise your body when it sends signals. Bring even those signals to me. Breathe with me. Slow down with me. Let peace enter before action leaves you. My beloved child, stopping before the old cycle is not the end of transformation. It is the doorway. You cannot close what you refuse to notice. You cannot leave what you keep excusing. You cannot walk into freedom while still giving old patterns permission to lead you. This is mercy with direction. My child, I am giving you another chance to choose differently. One moment at a time. One decision at a time. One no to darkness, one yes to peace. One step away from the pattern that made your soul tired. I will strengthen every honest step. I will honor every surrendered pause. My beloved child, when you stop, you are not losing movement. You are regaining direction. When you pause, you are not falling behind. You are allowing me to interrupt what would have carried you backward. When you refuse the old cycle, you are not becoming cold. You are becoming free. Let this be the moment you stop. Stop before the reply that comes from fear. Stop before the yes that comes from guilt. Stop before the habit that leaves your spirit dim. Stop before the memory becomes your master. My child, I am standing in the pause with you. My hand is not far. My voice is not angry. My love is not withdrawing. I am teaching you to choose life before the old path closes around you. And as you learn to stop before stepping back into what wounded your peace, I will show you this truth. Some doors must be closed completely, not because I am taking life from you, but because I am opening the way for freedom to remain. My beloved child, as you learn to stop before the old cycle pulls you back, I want to speak to you with clarity and tenderness. Some doors must be closed completely, not halfway, not with your hand still resting on the handle. My child, there are doors in your life that cannot remain slightly open if freedom is going to stay. A half-closed door still lets the old wind enter. A half-surrendered burden still keeps part of your soul tied to yesterday. A half-decision still gives fear a place to negotiate. I am not asking for harshness. I am asking for holy honesty. My beloved child, I know why you have left certain doors open. You thought maybe one day they would become different. You thought maybe if you were more patient, more forgiving, the same place that wounded, you might suddenly become safe. You thought keeping the door open proved love, maturity, kindness, or faith. But sometimes an open door is not love. Sometimes it is fear. Sometimes it is guilt. Sometimes it is the old belief that you must keep access available to whatever has already taken too much from your peace. My child, I am not calling you to become cold. I am not asking you to turn your heart into stone. I am teaching you discernment. I am teaching you that mercy does not mean allowing what destroys your spirit to keep entering the house of your heart. You can forgive and still close a door. You can bless and still step away. You can love and still obey me. My beloved child, there are doors connected to relationships, habits, thoughts, environments, and secret agreements with fear. Some doors look obvious, others look small and harmless, but every door gives access. What you leave open will eventually speak into your life again. What you keep revisiting will keep shaping your emotions. What you keep excusing will keep taking territory inside your soul. Complete closure is sometimes mercy, not punishment, not loss, mercy. My child, think of a house at night. If the storm is outside and one window remains open, rain can still enter. Drop by drop, the floor becomes wet, the air becomes cold, and what was meant to be shelter becomes uncomfortable. In the same way, small openings to old cycles can make your inner life heavy again. You wonder why peace keeps leaking out. Look at the doors. My beloved child, do not be afraid to ask me what still has access to you. Ask me gently, Father, what door have I kept open because I was afraid to close it? What pattern do I keep returning to because it feels familiar? I will not shame you with the answer. I will guide you with truth. My child, some doors must close because their season is over. There are things I once allowed for a purpose, but they were not meant to remain forever. A season can teach you, shape you, reveal you, and then complete its assignment. If you keep holding on after the season has ended, what once served a purpose can become a weight. Do not build a home in a place I only meant you to pass through. My beloved child, some doors must close because they carry confusion. You know the kind of place I mean. The place where your spirit feels divided. The conversation that leaves you questioning your worth. The habit that gives brief relief but leaves heaviness afterward. The thought pattern that begins with concern and ends with accusation. Confusion is not your home. I am not the author of confusion. My peace may challenge you, but it will not poison your inner life. My child, some doors must close because they keep you bound to an old identity. The old identity that says you are only valuable when needed. The old identity that says you must always be available. The old identity that says being loved means never having boundaries. The old identity that says your pain is less important than keeping everyone else comfortable. That identity did not come from me. I am calling you by a truer name, beloved, chosen, free. My beloved child, when I ask you to close a door, I am not taking away your future, I am protecting it. I see what that old access would do if it remained open. I see the delay it would create, the confusion. It would stir the strength it would drain, and the way it would make you doubt the freedom you prayed for. You see a familiar doorway. I see where it leads. Trust me. My child, closing a door may feel painful because familiarity has a voice. It will tell you that you are cruel. It will tell you that this time may be different. It will tell you that you will feel empty without what you release. But the emptiness you fear is often the space I am preparing to fill with peace. Do not run back simply because silence feels unfamiliar. Let the quiet become clean. Let the empty place become holy. My beloved child, complete closure often begins with one faithful act. Delete what pulls you backward. Stop answering what controls you through guilt. Remove yourself from the place where your spirit keeps becoming dim. Set the boundary without apology. One faithful act can close a door that has stood open for years. I will help you do it. My child, do not try to close doors from anger alone. Anger may push you for a moment, but it cannot sustain holy freedom. Let love for me, love for truth, and love for the life I am restoring become your strength. Close the door because you are choosing peace, not because you are trying to punish anyone. Close it cleanly. Close it prayerfully. Close it with my hand over yours. My beloved child, I know your heart trembles at the thought of finality. You wonder whether you will regret it. You wonder whether people will misunderstand. Your strength will not come from hardness. It will come from staying close to me. I will steady you after the door closes. I will comfort you when grief rises. I will remind you why obedience was necessary. My child, some doors must be closed completely so the next door can be entered freely. You cannot step into a new room while dragging the atmosphere of the old one behind you. You cannot walk in freedom while still negotiating with the chain, so let me lead you. My beloved child, this is not the end of your tenderness. It is the beginning of protected peace. This is not the end of love. It is love learning wisdom. This is not the end of your story. It is the closing of what no longer belongs in the chapter I am writing now. And as you begin to close what must be closed, I will show you the first kind of door that has drained many hearts quietly. The relationships that take your breath, confuse your worth, and pull your soul away from the peace I gave you today. My beloved child, as you begin to understand that some doors must be closed completely, I want to bring my light to one of the most tender doors in your life. Release relationships that drain your soul. Not every connection is meant to remain. Not every familiar voice is assigned to your future. Not every person who once walked beside you can walk with you into the season I am opening now. My child, I know this is difficult for your heart. You do not release people easily. You remember what was good. You remember what once felt warm. You remember the history, the promises, the laughter, the moments when that connection seemed to carry meaning. Because of this, you keep trying to revive what has already lost its breath. I see your kindness. I see your loyalty. But I also see your exhaustion. My beloved child, some relationships do not leave bruises that others can see, yet they slowly drain the light from within you. They make you question your worth. They make you walk carefully around another person's mood. They make you feel responsible for peace that should never depend entirely on your silence. My child, I am not calling you to hate them. I am not asking you to speak with cruelty or close your heart in bitterness. I am asking you to discern. There is a difference between loving someone and letting them occupy the inner room where my peace should dwell. Love does not require you to be controlled. Compassion does not require you to be emptied. Forgiveness does not require you to keep returning to the same wound. My beloved child, there are people who were part of an earlier chapter. They taught you something. They revealed something. They shaped something. Perhaps they helped you in a season, or perhaps their presence showed you what still needed healing inside you. But when the assignment of a relationship is complete, holding it beyond its season can turn a lesson into a chain. Do not confuse history with destiny. Do not confuse familiarity with my will. Do not confuse guilt with love. My child, I know you have feared being misunderstood. You have thought if I step back, they will say, I changed. They will say I am cold. They will say I abandoned them. But sometimes the change they fear is the very healing I am doing in you. Sometimes people are comfortable with the version of you that had no boundaries because that version gave them what they wanted without asking whether your soul was still whole. I am restoring the whole you, not the version that survives by pleasing. My beloved child, when a connection continually pulls you away from peace, listen. When your body tightens before a conversation, listen. When you feel smaller after spending time with someone, listen. When you keep needing days to recover from one interaction, listen. I often speak through the unrest you have been trained to ignore. Your soul is not lying when it longs for safety. Your spirit is not selfish when it seeks peace. My child, there are relationships that carry confusion. One moment they pull you close. The next moment they leave you doubting yourself. One day they honor you. The next day they use your tenderness against you. They may not always intend harm, but the fruit remains. Confusion grows. Peace shrinks. Your inner voice becomes quieter. I am not the author of confusion. Where my spirit leads, there may be challenge, but there is also clarity. Where my love dwells, there may be correction, but not constant spiritual erosion. My beloved child, releasing a draining relationship may begin quietly. It may begin with fewer explanations. It may begin with a boundary spoken calmly. It may begin with no longer rushing to answer every demand. It may begin with placing that person in my hands instead of trying to manage their emotions with your own strength. This is not abandonment. This is surrender. This is learning that I am God and you are not. My child, you cannot heal someone by losing yourself inside their pain. You cannot rescue another soul by drowning in their storm. You cannot make someone receive truth by sacrificing the peace I gave you. Love must remain connected to wisdom, or it becomes bondage, dressed in devotion. My beloved child, some relationships must be released only inwardly at first. You may still have to see the person. You may still have shared responsibilities. you may still need to speak with kindness. But inwardly, the chain can break. Inwardly, the fear of their reaction can lose its throne. Inwardly, you can stop placing your identity in their approval. That inward release is powerful. It is where freedom begins. My child, I also know the grief that comes with releasing someone. Even when a connection drains you, grief may still rise because your heart remembers what you hoped it could become. Bring that grief to me. Do not let grief drag you backward. Let it become a place where I comfort what disappointment could not heal. You are allowed to grieve. You are also allowed to move forward. My beloved child, if someone belongs in your future, they will not require you to abandon the peace I placed within you. The relationships I send in the new season will not be perfect, but they will carry life. They will sharpen you without crushing you. They will speak truth without shaming you. They will respect the work I am doing in your heart. Trust me to bring what is life-giving. Trust me to remove what is draining. My child, release does not always mean a dramatic goodbye. Sometimes it means no longer feeding the bond with fear, no longer rehearsing the same argument, no longer chasing an apology that may never come, no longer measuring your worth by whether they understand you. Sometimes release is quiet. Sometimes release is prayerful. Sometimes release is simply choosing not to reopen a door I already helped you close. My beloved child, I am not taking love from your life. I am removing what has distorted love. I am not making your heart smaller. I am making it cleaner, steadier, and safer in my hands. When you release, the relationships that drain your soul space opens for peace to breathe again. Your joy will not remain buried forever. Your clarity will return. Your heart will remember how to stand without begging for permission. My child, let this be the hour you stop calling emotional exhaustion loyalty. Let this be the hour you stop calling spiritual confusion patience. Let this be the hour you place every draining connection before me and ask Father what belongs in the next season and what must be released into your hands. I will answer with wisdom. I will guide without cruelty. I will free you without hardening you. And as you release relationships that drain your soul, I will show you another hidden door that has quietly dimmed your light, the habits you call harmless, yet they have been stealing your sensitivity to my voice in the secret places. My beloved child, as you release the relationships that have drained your soul, I now want to bring my light into the hidden corners you have tried not to examine. Break the hidden habits that dim your light, not because I condemn you, not because I am angry with your weakness, because I love the light I placed within you. My child, there are habits that do not look dangerous at first. They promise a little comfort after a long day. They tell you that you deserve a moment to escape, a moment to numb the ache, a moment to forget the pressure that has followed you since morning. I understand why you reach for relief, but I also see what happens afterward. My beloved child, some habits do not strike the soul like a storm. They dim it like dust gathering on a lamp, one small layer, then another, until the light is still present, but it no longer shines freely. You begin to wonder why prayer feels distant, why peace feels thin, why my voice seems quieter than before. I have not become distant. The lamp has only been covered. My child, I am not speaking of this to shame you. Shame keeps things hidden, and hidden things grow stronger in darkness. I am speaking so you can bring what has been secret into my healing light. Whatever loses power when exposed is not greater than my mercy. Bring it to me. Name it honestly. Let me help you. My beloved child, you have called some things harmless because they did not seem to hurt anyone else. But some things hurt you quietly. They steal your attention. They weaken your discipline. They make your thoughts foggy. They leave a heaviness in your spirit that you cannot explain. You say it was only a small thing. But small things repeated often can build a wall. Small choices repeated often can create a chain. My child, I see the late hours when you keep reaching for noise because silence feels too honest. I see the moments when you scroll, drift, compare, replay, escape, or fill the emptiness with anything except my presence. I see how quickly the heart can move from needing rest to feeding restlessness. My beloved child, the hidden habit is often not the deepest issue. It is usually the doorway to a deeper ache. Behind the habit there may be loneliness. Behind the distraction there may be fear. Behind the repeated pattern there may be a part of you that does not yet know how to come to me without pretending. So I do not only touch the behavior, I touch the root. I touch the hunger beneath it. My child, I know the difference between a soul that rebels and a soul that is tired, wounded, and searching for comfort in the wrong place. I come with truth, but I come with tenderness. I correct because I love. I reveal because I want to heal. Do not hide from me. You cannot shock my mercy. You cannot exhaust my patience. My beloved child, the habits that dim your light often grow in the hours when you feel least guarded, when the day is finished, when your strength is low, when your heart is tender, when no one is watching. That is why I call you to watchfulness, not fearfulness. Watchfulness says, my soul is precious and I will not leave the door open to what quietly weakens me. My child, do not wait until the habit feels powerful before you bring it to me. Come early. Come when the pull begins. Come when the thought first knocks. Come before your heart crosses the old threshold. A small prayer at the beginning can save you from great heaviness afterward. Father, help me choose light. Father, steady my heart. Father, show me what I am really seeking. My beloved child, those prayers matter. They turn your face toward me. They interrupt the old path. They remind your soul that comfort is not found in shadow, but in the arms of the one who made you. You are not trying to become pure by your own strength. You are learning to return quickly to my light. My child, breaking hidden habits does not always begin with a dramatic vow. It may begin with moving the device away, going to sleep when your soul is tired, taking a walk instead of feeding anxious thoughts, opening scripture before opening noise, calling a wise person instead of sitting alone with temptation, choosing worship silence or honest prayer when your heart wants escape. These simple actions can become holy gates. My beloved child, do not despise practical obedience. Heaven often meets you in small decisions. A clear room can help a cluttered heart breathe. A quiet evening can restore spiritual sensitivity. A truthful confession can break secrecy. A steady routine can protect a tired mind from wandering into old shadows. I will use simple obedience to rebuild your strength. My child, the enemy wants your hidden habits to become your hidden identity. He wants you to say, this is just who I am, but I say no. That pattern is not your name. That weakness is not your destiny. That cycle is not stronger than my spirit within you. My beloved child, as you begin to break what dims your light, do not become harsh with yourself. Harshness may create fear for a moment, but it cannot produce lasting holiness. Let my kindness lead you into repentance. Let my love give you courage to choose differently. Let my presence become sweeter than the false comfort you once chased. The more you taste my peace, the less the old comfort will satisfy. My child, expect resistance, but do not fear it. Old habits do not always leave quietly. They may call to you when you are tired. They may return through memory, mood, or familiar stress. But every time you choose me, the chain weakens. Every time you turn toward light, darkness loses ground. Freedom grows through repeated obedience. My beloved child, I'm not asking you to become perfect tonight. I am asking you to become honest. Honest about what dims you. Honest about what drains your sensitivity. Honest about what leaves you less able to hear me. Honesty opens the door for grace, and my grace is stronger than your hiding. My child, let this be the season when hidden things lose their hiding place. Let the lamp be uncovered. Let the dust be wiped away. Let your spirit become bright again. I will cleanse without crushing. I will correct without abandoning. I will restore what secret heaviness tried to steal. My beloved child, as these hidden habits begin to break, your light will grow clearer. Your mind will feel less crowded. Your prayers will become more honest. My voice will sound nearer, not because I returned, but because the covering has been lifted. And as your light becomes clearer, I will teach you the next truth your soul needs deeply. Rest is obedience, not weakness, and you do not have to destroy yourself to be worthy of my love. My beloved child, as your hidden habits begin to lose their power and the covering over your light is lifted, I want to speak to a place in you that has been misunderstood long. Rest is obedience, not weakness. Rest is not laziness. Rest is not failure. Rest is not proof that you have stopped caring. My child, I know you have been taught to fear stillness. You learned to feel safe only when you were doing something, fixing something, proving something, carrying something, or preparing for the next demand. Somewhere along the way, rest began to feel dangerous, as if stopping would cause everything around you to collapse. But that fear did not come from me. I did not create you to live like a candle burning at both ends, giving light until only smoke remains. I did not form your soul to run without breathwork, without renewal, or serve without my presence. My beloved child, rest is part of my design. From the beginning I placed rhythm into creation, evening and morning, seed time and harvest, work and stillness, pouring out and receiving again. Nothing I created was meant to live by constant strain. Even the ground must rest so it can bear fruit in due season. Why believe your soul is different? Why do you think you must be the one creature in my hands that never pauses? My child, I see the guilt that rises when you try to rest. You sit down, but your mind lists what remains unfinished. You close your eyes, but your thoughts accuse you of falling behind. You begin to breathe, and fear whispers that someone will be disappointed if you do not keep moving. Bring that guilt to me. Let me separate conviction from condemnation. My beloved child, conviction leads you back to life. Condemnation drives you deeper into fear. Conviction says, return to what is true. Condemnation says, you are never enough. Conviction carries my kindness. Condemnation carries a whip I never placed in my hand toward you. Rest beneath my kindness, not under the lash of fear. My child, when I call you to rest, I am not ignoring your responsibilities. I know what must be done. I know the people connected to your life. I know the work before you, the decisions waiting, the urgent needs, and the burdens around your heart. I know all of it. But I know you cannot carry it rightly if your soul is empty. A dry well cannot refresh the thirsty. A weary heart cannot discern clearly. A body pushed past wisdom cannot hear gently. My beloved child, many of your battles have become harder because you tried to fight them without resting in me. You tried to answer from exhaustion. You tried to decide while anxious. You tried to love while depleted. You tried to pray only after you had spent all your strength on everything else. I am inviting you to reverse the order. Come to me first. Rest in me first. Let my peace become the place from which you move. My child, there is a false strength that refuses rest because it is afraid to trust. It says, if I stop, no one will hold things together. If I pause, I will lose ground. If I sleep, I will fall behind. But holy rest says, Father, you are still God when my hands are open. You are still working when my eyes are closed. You are still faithful when I am not striving. That is obedience. That is trust. My beloved child, rest humbles the soul in a beautiful way. It reminds you that you are not the source. It teaches you that my kingdom does not depend on your panic. It shows you that your value remains when you are not producing, answering, serving, or performing. You are loved while you rest. You are mine while you are still. You are held when you have nothing left to give. My child, I want you to stop treating rest as something you must earn after total exhaustion. Rest is not a reward for reaching collapse. Rest is wisdom before collapse arrives. You do not have to wait until your heart is breaking before I refill you. Come before the breaking. Come before the bitterness. Come before your body has to shout what your soul has been whispering. My beloved child, some of the rest I call you into will be practical. Turn off the noise. Close the screen. Step away from the conversation, pulling your spirit into agitation. Walk quietly. Eat with gratitude. Sleep without apology. Sit with me before the day grabs your attention. These acts may seem ordinary, but ordinary obedience can carry holy power. My child, some of the rest I call you into will be emotional. Stop rehearsing the argument. Stop trying to solve in your mind what I have not asked you to solve tonight. Stop carrying another person's reaction as your assignment. Stop punishing yourself for being human. Put down the bag of stones. Let me carry what bruises your hands. My beloved child, some of the rest I call you into will be spiritual. Rest from proving, rest from pretending, rest from trying to earn what grace already gives. Rest from the old belief that I love you more when you are useful and less when you are tired. That belief is not mine. Release it. My child, I do not measure devotion by depletion. I look for trust, surrender, obedience, love, and a heart that keeps returning to me. There will be sacrifice, yes, but sacrifice led by my spirit carries grace. Sacrifice driven by fear becomes bondage. Learn the difference. My beloved child, when you rest in me, clarity will begin to return. Your thoughts will settle like stirred water. Your emotions will no longer command every decision. Your prayers will become less frantic and more honest. Your strength will rise quietly, not as pressure but as grace. Rest will not make you weaker. Rest will help you stand. My child, do not be surprised if rest feels unfamiliar at first. A soul trained by striving may tremble in quiet. A heart used to pressure may feel guilty in peace. But stay with me. Let rest become language. Let stillness become safe. Let your body learn that peace is not a threat. I am with you in the quiet. I will teach your heart that quiet can become strength, and strength can rise without striving again today. I am guarding what you release. My beloved child, receive this truth now. You may rest because you are not alone. You are allowed to stop because I do not stop caring. You are allowed to breathe because I am holding what fear told you only you could hold. Rest is obedience. Rest is trust. Rest is returning to the rhythm of grace. And as you learn to rest without guilt, you will gain the strength to make decisions you have delayed. You will begin to see that holy freedom requires holy decisiveness, the kind of courage that closes what must be closed and breaks invisible chains with one obedient step. My beloved child, as you learn that rest is obedience and not weakness, I want to speak to the courage that must rise. Holy decisiveness breaks invisible chains, not loud anger, not reckless cutting, not coldness dressed as strength. Holy decisiveness. My child, there are chains that do not look like chains because they have been with you for so long. They feel like obligations, old habits, familiar loyalties and thoughts, repeated until they sound like truth. But I see what they have done to your soul. They have slowed your steps. They have bent your peace. They have made freedom feel far away. My beloved child, decisiveness does not mean you stop loving. It means you stop negotiating with what I have already shown you is draining your life. It means you stop standing between obedience and fear, trying to keep both. It means you agree with my voice more than the fear of what might happen if you change. This is where chains begin to loosen. My child, some chains are held together by delay. You say not today, you say maybe later. You say when I feel stronger, when they understand, when the situation becomes easier. But delay can quietly become agreement with bondage. Waiting for perfect courage can keep you trapped in the same room for years. I am not asking for perfect courage. I am asking for an honest yes. My beloved child, the enemy loves indecision because indecision keeps doors open. It keeps your heart divided. It lets old patterns visit whenever they want. It lets guilt speak when truth should lead. It lets fear sit beside faith and whisper, do not move yet. But I am calling you to move with me. Not hurried, not panicked, decisive. My child, holy decisiveness begins in the heart before it appears in action. It begins when you say, Father, I will no longer protect what is hurting my peace. I will no longer call confusion normal. I will no longer give access to what you have asked me to release. That prayer has power. Heaven hears the turning of the heart. My beloved child, you have thought that one small decision cannot matter much. But one decision can become a gate. One decision can interrupt a cycle. One decision can close a path that darkness has used for years. One decision can tell your soul we are not going back. Do not despise the first firm step. Chains often break at the point of obedience. My child, think of a rope tied around a boat at the shore. The boat may be built for deep waters, but while tied, it only moves in small circles. The wind may come, the water may rise, the horizon may call, but the rope keeps it near the old post. That rope may look small, but it decides how far the boat can go. My beloved child, there are small ropes in your life that have limited the distance of your obedience. Fear of rejection, apologizing for boundaries, wanting understanding from people who benefit from your confusion, agreement with shame. These ropes must be cut. Not with bitterness, with truth. My child, I will show you what must be cut, but I will not force your hand like a tyrant. I lead, reveal, strengthen, place conviction within you, then invite your yes. Love does not manipulate. Love calls and gives courage to walk. I am that love. I am standing beside you with strength. My beloved child, when you become decisive, some emotions may rise. Grief may rise because you are leaving the familiar. Fear may rise because the new road is unclear. Guilt may rise because old voices called peace selfish. Do not let these emotions become your master. A feeling can be present without being in charge. A tear can fall while obedience still stands. A trembling hand can still close the door. My child, holy decisiveness is not the absence of tenderness. It is tenderness protected by truth. It is a soft heart refusing to become a doorway for confusion. It is love learning to stand under my covering. You can be gentle and firm. You can be kind and clear. You can be loving and free. My beloved child, I know you have broken promises to yourself before. You said you would stop returning, stop answering from guilt, stop feeding the old habit, stop carrying the burden, and yet weakness pulled you back. I bring it into the light so you stop trusting your own willpower more than my grace. Bring me the pattern. Bring me the place where you fall. Bring me the hour when you become weakest. My child, I will teach you practical decisiveness. Remove the easy path back to bondage. Do not keep the key where fear can reach it. Do not keep feeding the thought you are trying to starve. Do not stand at the doorway of temptation and call it testing your strength. Choose wisdom early. Close the path before the pull grows loud. My beloved child, decisive obedience may look simple. A boundary repeated, a phone placed away at night, a conversation ended when peace leaves, a prayer before answering, refusing to revisit what I healed. Simple does not mean weak. Simple obedience can carry holy authority. My child, when invisible chains break, the first feeling may not be joy. It may be emptiness. It may be quiet. It may be the strange absence of an old pressure. Do not run back because freedom feels unfamiliar. Let the quiet stay. Let the space remain open. Freedom often feels strange before it feels safe. Stay with me there. My beloved child, I am teaching you to make decisions from identity, not fear. You are mine. You are loved. You are not desperate for scraps of approval. You are not bound to old rooms. You are not required to keep suffering to prove loyalty. Stand from that truth. Decide from that truth. Walk from that truth. My child, holy decisiveness is not one dramatic moment only. It is a lifestyle of returning to what I have spoken. Today, you choose light. Tomorrow, you choose light again. When fear returns, you choose light again. When guilt knocks, you choose light again. With each choice, the chain weakens and your soul remembers freedom. My beloved child, I am not asking you to be harsh. I am asking you to be awake. I am not asking you to be proud. I am asking you to be obedient. I am not asking you to close your heart. I am asking you to close what has kept your heart imprisoned. The chain is not stronger than my grace. The old cycle is not stronger than my spirit. The door is not stronger than my hand. My child, take the next obedient step. Let holy decisiveness rise within you. Let it break the invisible chains of fear, guilt, delay, and false responsibility. And as those chains begin to fall, I will show you a deeper truth. Letting go is not loss. It is rebirth, the clearing of old ground, so my new life can rise within you. My beloved child, as invisible chains begin to loosen through holy decisiveness, I want to speak to the fear that rises when I ask you to release what you have held for so long. Letting go is not loss, it is rebirth. My child, I know it does not always feel that way at first. When your hands open, they may tremble. When the familiar door closes, the quiet afterward may feel strange. When something that once defined your days begins to leave, your heart may wonder whether emptiness is all that will remain. But I am not leading you into emptiness. I am leading you into new life. My beloved child, some things must leave because they have finished their season. A leaf does not fall because the tree has failed. It falls because another season is coming. The branch releases what can no longer carry life, and the tree is not destroyed by that release. It is prepared. You are being prepared. My child, do not call every ending punishment. Do not call every closing door rejection. Do not call every loss of familiarity a sign that I have taken something good from you. Sometimes I remove what has become too small for the life I am growing within you. I do not take to leave you empty. I clear to make room. I prune to bring fruit. My beloved child, you have held on to certain things because they once gave you comfort. A relationship that made you feel seen. A habit that helped you escape pain. A role that gave you identity. A routine that made life feel predictable. But what once helped you survive may not be able to help you live free. Survival is not the same as fullness. Familiarity is not the same as peace. Old comfort is not always my current provision. My child, letting go hurts most when you believe the thing you release is the source of life. But I am the source. I was your source. before that relationship entered your life. I was your source before that habit became a hiding place. I was your source before that role gave you a name. I remain when everything else changes. I remain when doors close. I remain when your hands are open. My beloved child, there is a kind of grief that comes with obedience. I do not deny it. When you release what has been woven into your days, your heart may ache. You may miss what was familiar. You may feel the absence before you feel the freedom. Bring that grief to me. Do not let grief become a reason to return to bondage. Let grief become a place where I comfort you. My child, rebirth often begins in hidden surrender. Before new life is visible, something old loosens beneath the surface. Before fresh growth appears, the soil is disturbed. Before a wider road opens, the narrow path behind you must no longer have authority over your steps. This is not death to your future. It is death to what cannot enter your future. My beloved child, the enemy wants you to believe that letting go means losing yourself. But the truth is that you have been losing yourself by holding on too tightly. Every time you kept returning to what drained you, a little more of your peace was spent. Every time you kept feeding the old cycle, a little more of your light was covered. Every time fear made the decision, your true voice became quieter. Now, I am restoring you, not by adding more noise, by helping you release what buried your soul. My child, I know there are things you are afraid to live without. You wonder what will fill the space if you stop returning to old distractions. You wonder whether silence will feel too large if you stop chasing what never satisfied you. Do not fear the space. The space is where I will plant. The space is where your soul will learn my peace in a new way. My beloved child, when a child outgrows old clothing, the clothing may have memories, but it no longer fits. To keep wearing what is too small brings discomfort. It limits movement. It makes every step feel restricted. In the same way, some things in your life no longer fit the person I am healing you to become. Do not shrink yourself to keep wearing what no longer belongs. Let me clothe you in truth. Let me clothe you in peace. Let me clothe you in freedom. My child, letting go is not proof that you are ungrateful for what once was. You can honor a season without remaining trapped in it. You can bless what taught you without carrying it forever. You can thank me for what I used while still obeying me when I say, it is time to move forward. Gratitude does not require captivity. Love does not require backward steps. Memory does not have to become a chain. My beloved child, I want you to understand the difference between release and rejection. Rejection pushes away from pain without wisdom. Release places what is finished into my hands with trust. Rejection is driven by bitterness. Release is guided by obedience. Rejection says, I want nothing to do with this because I am hurt. Release says, Father, I trust you with what I cannot carry anymore. I am teaching you release, clean release, holy release. My child, when you let go with me, you do not lose what is meant to remain. What is truly from me will not require you to abandon your peace to keep it. What is truly assigned will carry grace even when it stretches you. What is truly part of your future will be able to meet the healthier, freer version of you I am raising up. Do not be afraid that obedience will steal the right things. Obedience protects the right things. My beloved child, the rebirth coming to you will not always arrive with loud celebration. It may arrive as a lighter breath, a clearer thought, a night with less heaviness, a morning where you do not feel owned by yesterday, a prayer that feels honest again. These are beginnings. Honor them. Do not overlook quiet resurrection. My child, I am making room for life. I am removing crowded places. I am separating yesterday from tomorrow. I am teaching your soul that freedom is not only the absence of chains, but the presence of my peace guiding your steps. Let go with me, not in despair, in trust. Not because nothing mattered, because what I am bringing matters deeply. My beloved child, your release is not the end. It is the womb of a new season. What leaves your hand can become seed in mine. What feels like emptiness can become holy ground. What seems like goodbye can become the doorway of becoming. I have been preparing this path with patient love, and as this rebirth begins, I will call you to walk out of the in-between, no longer half-bound and half-free, but fully turned toward the life I have prepared. My beloved child, as rebirth begins, I want to speak to the place where many souls become uncertain. Walk out of the in-between. Do not remain half-bound and half-free. Do not stand with one foot in yesterday and one foot trembling toward tomorrow. My child, the in-between can feel safe because it asks for no full surrender. It lets you taste hope while keeping old comforts nearby. It lets you say you want freedom while quietly preserving a path back to bondage. It lets you pray for new life while still negotiating with the old rooms that once held you captive. But I did not call you to live divided. I called you to walk forward. My beloved child, I know why the in-between is tempting. The old place is painful but familiar. The new place is beautiful but unknown. The old pattern wounded you, but you understand its language. The new rhythm carries peace, but your heart is learning to trust it. So you pause, you hesitate, you look back. My child, I do not condemn that trembling. I know change can make the soul feel exposed. After long seasons of pressure, even freedom can feel strange. A bird kept in a small cage may hesitate not because it loves the cage, but because wide sky feels too large at first. You have known narrow spaces for long. Now I am teaching you the sky. My beloved child, the in-between is not your home. It is a crossing place. It is meant to be passed through, not decorated, defended, or settled in. If you stay there too long, your heart becomes weary from the tension of two directions. You cannot keep listening to my call forward while answering every echo behind you. That tension drains your strength. It clouds your discernment. It delays the peace I am establishing within you. My child, there are moments when you say you have let go, yet your thoughts keep visiting what you released. You no longer stand in the old room, but you keep opening its window. You no longer walk the old road, but you keep tracing it in memory. You no longer want the old chain, but you still hold it close enough to feel its weight. I am not shaming you. I am inviting you deeper. My beloved child, freedom is not only leaving the old thing. Freedom is learning not to keep returning to it in your heart. It is no longer rehearsing the same regret, no longer feeding the same fear, no longer asking the same closed door to explain why it closed. Some answers will not come from looking back. They will come as you walk with me forward. My child, when Israel stood between Egypt and the promised future, the wilderness felt uncertain. Egypt had been bondage, yet in fear the mind remembered it as familiar. It edits memory. It magnifies what was comfortable and hides what was crushing. It says maybe the old place was not so bad, but I remember the chains clearly. I remember what it cost you. I remember the prayers you cried there. My beloved child, do not let fear rewrite what I delivered you from. Do not call the old prison shelter, because the open road requires faith. Do not return to what made your soul small just because growth asks you to trust me in unfamiliar ways. I am not leading you into emptiness. I am leading you into spacious obedience. My child, to walk out of the in-between, you must stop asking the old life for permission to enter the new one. The old pattern will not bless your departure. The old fear will not applaud your courage. The old voices may not understand why you can no longer remain available to what drained you. That is all right. You are not following their permission. You are following my voice. My beloved child, this step forward may be quiet. It may not look dramatic to others. It may look like not sending the message, not reopening the conversation, not returning to the habit, not explaining yourself to someone committed to misunderstanding, not filling silence with what once dulled your spirit. Small steps can carry great deliverance. Do not despise them. My child, I will help you make the crossing. I do not stand on the other side calling from a distance. I walk beside you. I steady your hand. I strengthen your knees. I whisper truth when fear grows loud. I remind you that the path ahead is not sustained by your confidence in yourself, but by my faithfulness toward you. You are not crossing alone. My beloved child, the in-between loses power when your yes becomes settled. Not loud, not prideful, just settled. A quiet yes that says, Father, I do not know every detail, but I know I cannot return. I do not see the road, but I know your hand is here. I may tremble, but I will walk with you. That kind of yes is precious to me. It opens room for grace. My child, as you walk forward, grief may still visit. Let it visit without giving it the throne. Memory may speak. Let it speak without letting it lead. Fear may knock. Let it knock without opening the door. You are learning to live from a new center. My presence, my peace, my truth. My beloved child, the old season may call to you with familiar feelings, but familiarity is not authority. The old identity may try to rise, but it is not your name. The old chain may rattle, but it no longer has the right to command your steps. I have called you free. Walk like one being taught freedom. My child, do not wait until you feel completely ready. Readiness grows on the road of obedience. Strength rises as you move with me. Clarity often comes after the first faithful step, not before it. If you wait for every fear to disappear, fear will keep choosing the pace. Let me choose the pace now. One step, then another with me. My beloved child, you are leaving the in-between because the hour has become holy. Grace has opened, truth has spoken, chains have loosened, doors have closed. A new season is no longer only a thought before you, it is the path beneath your feet. So walk forward, not in panic, in peace, not in confusion, in trust, not as one abandoned, as one led. My child, I have prepared more than you can see. There will be new strength, new clarity, new relationships, new rhythms, and deeper ability to hear my voice. The old cannot own what I am birthing. The in-between cannot hold what I call forward. My beloved child, step out now with me. Let the old room stay closed. Let the new road receive your feet. Let your soul stop hovering between fear and freedom. And as you walk forward, I will gather this journey into prayer, confirmation, blessing, and a final call to remain connected to the voice of peace I am speaking over your life today now. My beloved child, as you walk out of the in-between and place your feet on the road I am opening, I want to gather this whole message into prayer, confirmation, and peace. Do not rush away now. Let this moment settle. Let your soul receive what heaven has been speaking. My child, this message did not reach you by accident. It came as a sign, a holy interruption, a gentle alarm from my heart to yours. I called your name in the chaos. I showed you the burdens that were never assigned by me. I reminded you that exhaustion is not faithfulness and that you were created for holy freedom. I opened your eyes to the unseen battle. I showed you how weariness tried to muffle my voice. I reminded you that you were never alone. I came near to the tears you hid. I told you that my silence was never abandonment. My beloved child, I opened before you a holy window of grace. I taught you to stop before stepping back into the old cycle. I showed you that some doors must be closed completely. I spoke to you about relationships that drain your soul, hidden habits that dim your light, and the lie that rest is weakness. Now I confirm this over you. You are not being punished. You are being awakened. You are not being stripped. You are being freed. You are not being abandoned. You are being led. My child, the old doors do not have authority over your future. The voices that exhausted you do not get to name your identity. The habits that dulled your spirit do not get the final word over your light. The guilt that kept you half bound and half free does not get to command your next step. I have called you forward, and my call is stronger than the chain. My beloved child, let us pray together now. Let this prayer become the place where your heart stops hiding and begins to agree with my freedom. Father, I come before you with open hands and a tired but willing heart. I bring you the burdens I have carried without asking whether they came from you. I bring you the relationships that have drained my peace. I bring you the habits I called harmless, even though they slowly dimmed my light. I bring you the guilt that made rest feel wrong. I bring you the fear that told me I could not let go. Father, I ask you to separate truth from confusion inside me. Show me what belongs to my calling and what belongs in your hands. Show me what is love and what is fear. Show me what is obedience and what is only pressure. Teach me to stop before the old cycle pulls me backward. Teach me to close the doors that must be closed. Teach me to release without bitterness. Teach me to rest without shame. Teach me to walk forward without looking back. My child, I receive this prayer. I receive the words you can speak and the pain you cannot explain. I receive the sigh beneath your sentences. I receive the trembling yes that is still learning to trust me. Do not despise a trembling yes. A trembling yes can still open a holy road. A trembling yes can still break an old agreement. A trembling yes can still become the beginning of freedom. My beloved child, I speak peace over your mind. Let the racing thoughts slow down. Let the accusations lose their power. Let the voice of fear fall beneath the voice of my love. I speak peace over your heart. Let the places that have felt bruised by old relationships begin to heal. Let the spaces once filled with confusion become clean again. Let your heart no longer call chaos familiar. I speak peace over your body. Let the shoulders that have carried too much begin to soften. Let your breathing deepen. Let your rest become holy. Let your strength return without striving. My child, I speak light over your hidden places. May every secret habit lose its covering. May every false comfort lose its sweetness. May every old pattern be interrupted by grace before it can pull you back. You belong to the light. You were formed for freedom. You were made to hear my voice clearly. My beloved child, from this day forward, do not live as one who has no help. I am your help. Do not live as one who must earn my care. You already have my care. Do not live as one who must keep every door open to prove love. Love can be holy, wise, and free. If a door must close, I will give you courage. If grief rises, I will comfort you. If fear speaks, I will answer with truth. If the old cycle calls, I will strengthen your feet to keep walking forward. My child, remember what I have said. Letting go is not loss, it is rebirth. Rest is not weakness, it is obedience. Decisiveness is not coldness, it is freedom protected by truth. Silence was not abandonment, it was preparation. This sign did not come to shame you, it came to awaken you. You are stepping into a new season with me, not alone, not forgotten, not uncovered, with me. My beloved child, may your home become a place of peace. May your thoughts become clearer. May your prayers become honest again. May your nights become less heavy. May your mornings carry more light. May your decisions come from my presence instead of panic. May every false assignment fall away. May every holy assignment carry grace. May every draining connection lose its control. May every hidden chain break under my hand. May your soul breathe again. My child, if this message has touched your heart, do not let it end here. Return to this place of encouragement whenever your soul needs to hear my word with gentleness and strength. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so these messages can continue meeting you in the moments when you need hope, correction, peace, and reminder from heaven. Share this message with someone who has been carrying silent heaviness. A single word of peace can become a doorway for another weary heart. My beloved child, before you go, receive my blessing. May my peace guard you. May my hand guide you. May my truth steady you. May my love cover every step ahead. Go forward now, not as one who almost missed the sign, but as one who heard it, received it, and answered. I am with you. I am leading you. I am making you free. And when the days ahead feel uncertain, return to this truth. I did not call you out to leave you wandering. I called you out to walk with me. The road may unfold one step at a time, but every step held by my hand is safer than every familiar place built without my peace. Trust me in the crossing. Trust me in the quiet. Trust me in the new beginning. I will not fail you, my child.